for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. With Tony Marinaro.
55 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to Lafleur.
The sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the ball!
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement, et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Stanley pour les Canadiens, le 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs! John, you found the dogs! He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup!
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida TV. Embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro, the Sick Podcast on this Monday, August 5th. I hope everyone's doing well. Now, I have to warn you that the internet is not very, very stable. Every now and then it's going off. So, look, I'm going to try my best. I can control what I can control. I can't control what I can't control. And unfortunately, I certainly cannot control the Wi-Fi of the hotel's internet. Having said that, I think right now, I think it's pretty good. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, a leading full-service logistics provider serving all of North America. They are driven to be different. Also brought to you in part by Bittt Tibi. They launched their new Ultra Lager. It's a refreshing, thirst-quenching beer, perfect for the hot summer days with 90 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 4% ABV per can, available in a pack of 6 and 12 in grocery stores all around the province of Quebec. Ultra light, ultra refreshing. Also brought to you in part by Playground. Discover a world of luxury at Playground. Explore their 32,000 square foot expansion with thrilling games, gourmet dining, and live entertainment located just over the Mercier Bridge, only minutes from downtown Montreal. Playground experience the Strip without the trip. Without further ado, to talk Montreal Canadiens hockey, I bring in from the Recruits Draftcast podcast, and with his final edition of the Recruits Prospect Guide that's out there right now, which he'll tell you where you can pick it up, or pardon me, on the website, of course. But he'll tell you what it's all about. Let's bring him in. Grant McCagg, how are you?
Good, Tony. Yourself?
Very good. Every time I say guide, I keep saying where you can pick it up, but it's a website. And there's a guide that's out there right now. Grant, let's bring it up here. Tell everyone what the guide's all about, and that, you know what, how much or how little this guide is going for people who want to have access to it.
Oh, I appreciate you letting me plug it there, Tony. It's $9.99 Canadian, so price is right. But I ranked 42 Habs prospects. I've never done that before, but it's such a deep crop right now that I thought I'd go a little deeper than normal. 30 of them I went deep on. I did advanced stats on them. I graded them, like all the different categories. I did a pro projection on each, and there's 3 videos or more of each of the top 30 prospects. So I've got 100 videos with links on YouTube, links to 100 videos on the prospects in there. Also 2 or 3 articles and a depth chart that my friend Bob Trask did up for me. So it's a nice, not something I've ever done before, and I went pretty in depth on it, and it's kind of a going away present for my loyal Recruits subscribers over the last 7 years. And yeah, you can you go on Recruits and you can pick it up. There's a link. You can see the cover of the guides on the homepage. Click on it and it'll direct you right to it.
That's amazing stuff. All right. So speaking of the Habs prospects, and thanks everyone for watching on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Tell your friends about it if they don't know about it already, and have them subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. In the 2024 entry draft, everyone knows by now, of course, that in the first round, the Canadiens picked Ivan Demidov with number 5 pick and Michael Hage with number 21 pick. But another very popular pick, because he holds a very popular family name, was Aatos Koivu in round 3. The Canadiens didn't have a second round pick. 70th overall, he was taken out of TPS in Finland, of course. And of course, he needs no introduction. He's Saku's son. he went 70th, but here's a guy that we were told that was a little bit of a late bloomer, but he's progressing, every day. And there's a lot of people in the Canadiens organization that are hopeful that, he's going to end up being a steal in the draft by the time he finishes with his development. He was at the summer showcase, right? Talk to us about Koivu, and I think you actually have a clip for us as well.
Yeah, I did a longer clip that's up on the YouTube channel that people can go have a look at after. But I did have a look at his game, exhibition game under 20 against Switzerland on July 22nd, I believe it was. And I hadn't looked at him, honestly, for probably 6 months or so. But you could notice just the progression in his game just in that time. Okay, here it is here. They gave him, like, he was on the, you notice there, it's a power play, and he played on the point with Kivaharju and was basically running things back there. So they gave him really good offensive opportunity, but he was probably their best player in this game. Look at the back check here, Tony. I always like a kid that works hard on the back check, but you also notice with that clip that his skating's what I've noticed more than anything probably is that the improvement in his skating in the past 6 months has been discernible. There, he drew a penalty on that particular play, but he was he was noticeable all night long. Played very well there. He almost scored on that play. He did score a goal in the game, and that's we'll see it towards the end. But I thought he was strong defensively in this game. And you look at the wheels on him there. He's got a pretty good motor. And the more I watched him, and especially in this game, he does skate and play a little bit like his old man, which isn't a bad thing.
Well, he's a good skater. You're right. And he's a right-handed shot, and his father was a lefty. Based on this clip, and if the clip is any indication, he wants to shoot the puck more often than Saku did.
He does. Yeah. You're right, Tony. He's more of a shooter than his dad. Probably not as much a playmaker. Here's the goal he scored. Snapped her right in the corner. Very nice shot. He's probably got a better shot than Dad did, actually, or is going to, anyways. I mean, Saku wasn't really a goal scorer. He was an elite playmaker, though, and he's a little bigger.
Yeah.
So you hope that. I mean, I don't think he's as gritty as his dad. I mean, Saku was how hard he competed, right? But it's probably in the blood. Let's hope that. Like you say, he was a late bloomer. So, I mean, he was playing J18 at the start of last year. He didn't even play in Sweden's under 20 league at the start of the year. So it was he blossomed as the year went on, and for him to go from playing J18 last fall to being on the Finland's top power play in the U20, that's a nice little jump. Now, he wasn't utilized as much in the World Junior Summer Showcase. I guess in that game they didn't have all their big guns, so they gave him a good look. But don't forget, he's going to have another year to play with the national team, the under 20s. And if he's not, not in the top 6, which is based on what we saw at the Summer Showcase, that's a possibility. Next year, for sure, he'll have a significant role with Finland's junior team. And I'm looking forward to him. If he makes another jump in the next 8 months that he made in the last 8, Canadians got a really good prospect in the 3rd round.
Like most 17-year-olds, and once again, it's based on a clip here of a couple of minutes that you were able to provide for us. He looks like he needs to get bigger and stronger. He looks like he needs to fill into his body. And you know what? They're going to be in no rush with this kid. I mean, if it takes 3 years, it takes 3 years. give him the time to fill into his body, and he needs to get bigger and stronger.
Absolutely. That's probably the biggest thing. And with that, hopefully, I've noticed even in the summer showcase a couple times he was sort of out-muscled a little bit. He's got a...
He seems to get bumped off the puck a little bit. Yeah, loses balance a little bit, and he's a little bit more solid.
Yeah, but he's he kind of, I think he had a growth spurt in the last year, and it's just a matter of growing into his body, I think. And like I say, if he's anywhere near as feisty as his dad was, that won't be an issue as he matures physically.
Grant, the thing about Koivu being the quarterback on the power play, usually when a player's a quarterback on the power play, it's because he's got a great shot for a one-timer, or he's got great vision and passing ability. So we saw the shot. We see that in the clip. Maybe his vision and passing ability is really, really good as well. And then he's probably a quarterback in the power play for all three reasons. But I think it's a really good sign to see him quarterback in the power play. I mean, your coach obviously has to have trust in you, because when you're a forward playing the point in the power play, a lot of coaches are worried that you get caught and it's 2-on-1 or a breakaway going the other way, right?
Yeah, that was what impressed me more than anything, that the fact that he's an 18-year-old, like he's got another year with the under 20 national team.
Yeah.
So to have him instead of a veteran forward quarterbacking the power play, and it was an exhibition game and he didn't do it in the summer showcase, but still to get that opportunity and to take advantage of it, because he scored a goal and he was very effective on the power play, as you could see just from those clips that we showed. I like, maybe this year he doesn't have a top 6 role with the team, because typically coaches go with the 19-year-olds in those roles unless they're exceptional. But certainly, if not this year, next year he'll be a big piece of their under 20 team. And I think, if he makes the jump in the next 8 months that he made in the previous 8 months, the Canadiens got themselves a steal in the third round.
Look, I don't know when he'll play in the National Hockey League, and when he does, I don't know how good of a player he'll be. I think nobody knows that right now. But I will say this, though. For everyone who, following that pick, decided to jump on social media to say that Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon, Jeff Molson, and the entire Canadiens organization, they drafted him just because his name is Koivu, that's stupid. I know some people do that in hockey. They're not going to waste the third-round pick, 70th overall, for a little bit of PR or trying to do somebody a favor because somebody says, hey, can you draft my son? Now, Saku didn't do that, but you have that in hockey, right? So let's draft his son. He either played for this team, or he's a friend of the scout, or he knows somebody who knows somebody and they owe that person a favor. Boom, you draft. Chris Nyland has often said that he was drafted in the National Hockey League because of somebody who knew some people in the Canadiens organization, and they said, go draft this kid. And they drafted him, and no one ever thought he was going to play in the National Hockey League, but obviously Chris did, and he did. So, like Gordon and Hughes are not going to waste a third-round pick, 70th overall, for a PR move. It's not happening.
No, and I think most scouts had him ranked as a third rounder. I had him ranked a little lower than that, but I had him as a third round guy. And I think there were even scouts that probably thought that he was a second rounder. And obviously the Canadiens had him pegged in the second round. But no, he's got top 70 skill for sure. And I'm sure it was a factor in them deciding to take him. If his name wasn't Koivu, maybe they don't take him at 70, but it's not that he was a reach by any means. He was expected to go in the third round. That's where he went. He went to, the organization that had his dad. And that's not a bad thing. I think he'll be more inspired, and his dad will help him, guide him, help him with adjusting to Montreal, whether he's playing in Laval or Montreal, he's going to be playing in the city, right?
Yeah.
So no, I think I don't see it as nepotism in any regard. And the Canadians have done, I've been working on an article that I'm going to be putting out soon, just about all of the connections that they have with whether it be players that were teammates or that played with Marty's son, or played with Kent Hughes' son in Northeastern, or that they're not afraid. When you have these connections and you get lots of extra background info, that's not a bad thing. The Canadians do their homework on all their picks. And as we've seen already with this group, their picks in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round have been very good. From 60 on, like Hudson was a great pick.
Yeah.
Jack-I was a great pick. There was a connection with Arbor. Well, does that look like a bad 4th round pick? Not at all.
No.
Obviously, they didn't just take him because he's his brother. They took him because he was a good prospect.
And you know what? I'm sure that once they took the brother and they did the homework, once they took Arbor and they had done their homework, they saw how much of a character guy Arbor was. He comes from a hardworking family. They're hardworking boys. And
Yes.
I'm sure they probably said, you know what? His brother's got character too. Boom, let's draft him. And I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure it's part of it.
And they've made a point of picking some late bloomers too, guys that improved as their season went along, their draft season, and maybe weren't thought of to be picked where they were, but like earlier in the year. But by the draft, they had played a lot better as the year went along, and that bodes well for the improvement curve to continue. I think they've picked 10 in the last 3 drafts. They picked 10 guys that were undrafted their first draft year, including Jack-I, Florian Jack-I. After this draft, no other team has picked that many players that were, overagers, as they call them, guys that already passed through one draft. Yeah. Canadians have 10 in the last 3 drafts, and quite a few of them, have turned out to be pretty darn good picks. So, no, I don't have any issue. I mean, going in when they picked him, I thought, okay, that's a little higher than I had him ranked, but that I still had him ranked as a 3rd rounder. So I completely understood the pick. And these guys, as we found out, especially Bobrov, they do a ton of background stuff. And, they really put a lot of effort and thought into each of their picks. And I mean, you look at those highlights, you look at him being on the World Junior Summer Showcase team, you look at him quarterbacking a power play for the under-20 team 2 months after he was drafted, or a month, tells you that he was not a reach at all in the 3rd round.
A shout out to Accident Insurance, and all insurance isn't created equal. You know where to find the right solution for you. Accident Insurance. Accident doesn't sell insurance. They shop insurance for you to find the right product right on the money, whatever your insurance needs. Home, automobile, or business, call them at 363-3636. Once again, visit their website, accentassurance.com. And a shout out to Manta and Manta Sleep. I don't know if how many people are aware of Manta Sleep, but if they're not, they're the best. They're the best hidden secret that's out there. I got to tell you, it's a mask designed and optimized for the deepest possible sleep in any environment. We all know how important sleep is, and we all know that we need a lot of it. We need good sleep, the sleep that we do get. 100% blackout for deeper sleep, infinitely adjustable for a personalized fit, absolute comfort. And you know what? I was so happy to get Manta Sleep in my home, kind of sleep mask. And the worst thing that could have happened was my wife one night said, "Can I try it?" And she's tried it, and I never got it back. So she loves it. Happy wife, happy life. Oh. So I'm not saying anything for now. The one thing I will say is, obviously, I have to go out and I have to get another one, and so should everyone. Mantasleep.com if you have any problem sleeping. And even if you don't, I'm telling you, everything's a blackout, and you don't, and it just kind of like rests your eyes so much better. There's a discount. If you use Sick Habs, you get 10% off. Go to mantasleep.com and use code SICKHABS for 10% off. All right, okay.
So
we talked about the Canadiens draft.
Tony, you didn't get so that your mask didn't make it to Spain, did it? Not? No. I got one.
My mask area. So I got to tell you something. I used the mask the first night, and I loved it. And so when I woke up the next day, I said to my wife, I said, game changer. I love the mask. Now, I just received it before coming to Spain. My wife didn't want me to leave with it. So you know what I use here in Spain? I got like one of my shirts, and I wrap it around my head. And then once I wrap it around my eyes, I flip it back, and it's such an inconvenience compared to having, obviously, that adjustable mask, which is like just a perfect fit. So Manta Sleep, go check it out. All right, okay.
I got one, and it's great, Tony.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I can concur. It's very good. It blacks you out. They even give you earplugs to go with it if you.
Yes, they do. Yes, I use those. We talked about the Canadiens draft picks and Demidov and Hage, and then there was Aatos Koivu, and then there was Owen Protz, and I know that you have a clip on him as well. Let's play the clip and tell me what you see.
Yeah, it's a clip of all his best hits, Tony. Yeah, he said at the draft. He said at the draft that he styles his game after Scott Stevens. Now, obviously, he's not old enough to have remembered Scott Stevens, but the old man, he's an Ottawa boy, by the way, and we grow him pretty tough around here, Tony. So the old man obviously showed him some old clips, but you can see how he's really good at like his technique is excellent. And then you see how strong he is, right? Every one of these hits. I took the best ones from last year, and I mean, he just bulldozes guys. Look at how strong he is. He just threw that guy down, hit another guy down, and that's in his draft year. That's a 17-year-old. So imagine 2 years from now, Tony, in the OHL, guys are going to be keeping their heads up every shift. But
in the last 10 years, I would say that the Montreal Canadiens defenseman that most perfectly timed his hits for me was Emelin.
Yes.
I thought he perfectly timed it, and this kid, I mean,
he's got great timing.
What you're showing me, his timing is unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah.
Like he doesn't miss.
Strubal's a really good hitter too. We saw that in college. Haven't seen it as much yet in the NHL, but and Jacky, I mean, the Canadiens could have some real bruisers. The future looks bright on the blue line. You want guys that, forwards don't want to go in the corners with, that are hesitant to go along the boards with the puck, try to go to the outside. Well, Montreal's got a defense that's going, and Gouli's the same too. What he puts on another 10, 15 pounds. He can really hit. So, but you notice how strong he is. And now a couple of these were Cole Baudouin, who is 220 pounds and a workout fiend, and Protz, and he was a first round pick. Protz just bulldozes him. So he's strong as an ox. Reminds me, he does hit a lot like Emelin, like you say, but also like Stevens. He not only... big time. It reminds me a lot of Stevens, the way he hits.
I actually think he hits more like Stevens than anyone else. I just brought up Emelin because we're talking Canadians and saying that in the last 10 years, the Canadiens defenseman that I think was the most timely hitter, I think was Emelin.
I agree.
But, you talked about Struble, and Struble hit like a truck at Northeastern. And I just think that Struble was in his first pro year, and, he didn't have the confidence to go for that hit because he might take himself out of position, and it might lead to an opening. And so I think he was prudent in his first year. I think he played it safe. And I think in the next couple of years, as he gets stronger and as he gets more confidence and more experience in the league, that part of his game is going to start to come out a lot more, I think.
Agreed. Yeah, he's 100%. And he's similar to Protz in that his technique is excellent. He knows how to hit, has the agility and just that knack. Some guys just have the knack to time the hit perfectly. Struvel's one of those guys, and this kid too. I liked him at the development camp. When I went back and looked at all his hits, I mean, how can you not be impressed by that? He's again, 4th round pick. I think the Canadians got another really good one, 4th round. When he got traded to Brantford, he had been playing 13 minutes a game in Sudbury. They traded him to Bradford. He was playing 23, became their top defenseman. One of those hits there, and I didn't mention it, but was on Jackeye, actually, when he was with Sudbury. And I was curious and he knocked him down pretty hard. I was curious as to whether they said, well, we got a chance to pick this Protz kid up. What do you think, Florian? Yeah. Guy's pretty strong, because he handled some tough guys in the league all year. So he's going to play 25 minutes plus in Brantford the next 2 years, and he's going to be the toughest hitting defenseman in the OHL, bar none.
Grant, there are too many Canadians podcasts who talk about Aatos Koivu and Owen Protz and show the clips that you were able to put together and the montage that you were able to put together, dissect every single shot, every single pass, every single hit. That's some of the work that you did and some of the work that we're doing here on the Sick Podcast. So thank you very much for that. Once again, take a look at recruits.ca. Grant has a prospect guide that's up, and you'll be able to get it for less than $10. And once again, he takes a look at the Canadians' 42 prospects. He has over 3+ videos of every player in the top 30. He has 100 videos total. He's got, great articles and NHL projections. It's basically, if you're a Canadians fan, it's the type of coverage that you've probably never had before and you'd love to have. And go to recruits.ca, because it's the last thing Grant mentioned. It's the last thing, or one of the last things, that he's putting out as he's planning a sort of career change to take it to another level, which he says he'll tell us in due time what it is. So get your hands on that. Amazing stuff. Thanks, Grant, for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, there you have it. Grant McCagg from the Recruits Draftcast podcast. All right, once again, special thanks to Energy Transportation Group, to Bittt, to Tibi, to Playground, to Accent Insurance Solutions, and to Manta Sleep. Thanks to all of you for watching. Appreciate it. If you like it, comment, share it with your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple. It's our way of feeling the love. For Shane Gamo and Master Control, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Marinaro.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, driven to be different. LaBita.tb, embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination.